Hi, welcome back to our channel. I am excited to have you come back to join us again. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for coming. If you haven't subscribed, then you have to do so. Okay. So thank you so much for coming to watch our video today, and I hope you learn a lot, because that's the intention, that you're able to learn and be able to share this video to other people so they can as well learn from it. So today, here are the 7 things that we wish that we've known before we start our business. So you have to stick to the end to find out the most important one that we wish we had known before we actually started our business. So the first one is that we wish we knew to have realistic expectation about how much you can achieve. So when we started our business, we started it based on our interest. We wanted a legacy. We wanted something that would be in the family name for a very long time, generations to come, and that was the intention, and that is still the intention of the business, from a family serving other families. That is the intention of the business, and I think that our expectation was more than it wasn't achievable. Our expectation was over, even though we put in the work, we invested a lot in it. It did not yield as much return as we had expected it to, and that is one thing about starting a business. But have realistic expectation. Like in the first year, in the first couple of years, you might not make as much money as what you would like to make. So be realistic in your expectations about your clients, your vendors, your customer, your profit, everything. Make sure you are more realistic. Work hard, let your expectation be lower than usual. That way you're not disappointed. The second one is to prioritize product quality over making sales. Don't prioritize sales over product quality, except you're doing it to make a quick cash, which people are not going to come back to you. But if you want to retain your clients, if you want to retain customers, you want to be very strict on your product quality, that people can confide in it and they can trust your product. So that is one thing I wish we had known, that product quality is a long-term thing. We lost a lot of money because of that at the beginning, just because we couldn't sell the product. It did not meet our own expectation, and we had to, do something else with those products rather than sell them. The third thing that we wish we knew was to know that we need to calculate how much you need to price your product to be able to make profits. And this is one thing that we did wrong at the beginning of our business, because we were hoping to serve families, and we're hoping to make it as affordable and with very high quality, and we compromised on the profit margin by saying, you know what, we don't need to make that much profit as long as we're building a brand. But that was really a mistake, and it did mean that we sold our products for way less than they would have cost, considering all the extra charges for packaging, for shipping them, for all the extra costs that we put in place, for equipment that we buy, for the time that we spend making them. It didn't give us the profit margin that a regular business would have had. So calculate how much you need to price your product to be able to make profit after all expenses. And all expenses, I don't mean just the product price, but also every other thing that goes into play for you to be able to have a finished product. And that was one thing that we missed on at the beginning of starting our business, that really affected the profit margin of the business. The next thing is, we realized that you don't need a lot of equipment to start up. You can always upgrade as you go ahead. So I use my YouTube channel as an example. When I started with all free equipment. I already had my camera, I already had a tripod. It was all free equipment, and now I can think about upgrading to something else, but what I have right now works for me. So when starting a business, find things around you that can actually work for you. Pay the time that you start making profits, and then you can upgrade and buy or invest in equipment that makes your business more productive and more effective, and of course, be more efficient. But at the start, you don't need a lot of equipment because you don't even know how the business is going to go. You don't know if it would not be of interest to you anymore and you have to switch to something else. So don't invest too much on the equipment, but rather invest on the idea and find things around you that you can use or you can buy fairly used to start off, and then when the profits start rolling in, you can upgrade to a better one, a newer one, or whatever version you want. The next thing is you can usually find answers to questions that you have burning in your mind to start your business. So if you want to start a virtual assistant business, questions that you would need to get answered to get you started are already on the internet. Just go on your web browser, search, make a little bit of research to be able to know your market, to be able to know what you need, to be able to know how to get better in your business. And we did that a lot at the beginning of our business, and because we knew that that gave us an edge, at least to be aware of things that we might encounter and not to give up, even though if we didn't do the research to know that these are the possibility of what might go wrong, then when it did went wrong, we would have been discouraged and probably shut down. But we did not, because we already knew that this is a possibility that it would happen. So whatever business you want to do, do your research. It is really easy. There are a lot of tools out there. There are a lot of channels. There are a lot of information out there that can help you get started. And don't start with just your knowledge. Do a little bit of research or a lot of research to gather knowledge base. And the last thing is be realistic about your profit margin. In the first couple of years, you might not be making as much profit because you want to build a client base, you want people to trust your product, you want people to trust you as a person, you want people to get familiar with your brand. You don't necessarily want to spike up your profit margin to make more money when you're trying to make your products or services more accessible. So be very realistic with your profit margin and have realistic expectation as well. If this video has helped you, give it a thumb up. If you have not seen my video on being effective and productive, the 3 acts of being productive, check that one out. That will help you in your business. But until next time, I'll see you in my other videos. Take care.